Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Travis as always. Welcome to Tack Life. Here we are. You can see behind me, you can hear behind me probably all the ice falling, and it's still raining, slushy mix kind of junk. And we've been dealing with this weather for a week now, and I am over it. I already am not a big fan of winter, and I'm definitely not a fan of what's happening now because one, it is dangerous, and second, it really limits my being able to get out and do things and get things prepared for the spring and gardening and all that stuff that I enjoy doing that makes me happy. So it sucks. So I'm sure many of you out there know what I'm talking about. If you don't have a greenhouse or anything like that, it really puts a damper on your spirits not being able to grow anything. But for Christmas, I got this gift. I don't know if you can see it over here to my right. I'll show you in a second. A little mini greenhouse. It's helping me be able to start earlier and be able to grow some things that I couldn't otherwise do. Last year, if you've watched any of my growing videos last season, I had to start all my plants in my windowsill, which works fine, but I just really needed more space and not tie up my windowsill. So, really happy to have it. Before I show you that, though, one other thing I want to talk about in this video is this. If you're not familiar with these Clyde's Garden Planner, I learned about them on Doug and Stacy's channel. If you haven't checked them out, they talk about this. These things are awesome. They're super cheap. You can buy a bunch of them, give them to people. That's what I did. And they basically break down all your stuff you could want to grow. This is the spring side. It says spring up here, and you just slide it to this line, goes to your first your last spring frost. You just put it what it is. Ours this year allegedly, sorry about the ice noise, ours allegedly somewhere around April 29th this year. And then you just follow it down to what you want to grow. It tells you when your first indoor seeds you should start, when your first actual planting dates are, when your harvesting dates are expected to be. It's really awesome. Breaks it all down, because sometimes it's very overwhelming to try and figure out when I should start seeds, when I should plant seeds, when I'm expected to harvest them. It's a lot to keep track of, and this really breaks it down. It's got a little key down here at the bottom, and even over here on the sides it tells you, depths of things to grow and spacings, and and then it has a fall side where it's the same exact thing, but obviously for fall crops. These things are completely worth it, and like I said, they're not expensive. Buy a few of them. Having a guide that's just very easy to read and understand is life-changing for gardening to me. I love it. Makes it very simple, especially if you're just getting into gardening. Makes life, because it's extremely overwhelming to try to think about what goes in where, when do I start it, and this just really breaks it down bam bam style for you. So let's get into this little greenhouse. It is freaking awesome, and this is a great option for somebody even if they're growing, say, on a balcony in an apartment or anything like that. You can find them all over the place, online, at different stores. They're not terribly expensive, most of them. Some of them are. Just depends on the size and what they're made out of. It's all aluminum and plastic construction. These shelves, these wire shelves come out. I actually found a bunch of these, I think they're 16-quart rubber totes, and these, plastic totes. They fit perfectly, and they're BPA free and all that good stuff. It's like 5 pp plastic, which is what your like to-go containers and things are made out of, so they're safe for your food and growing and all that good stuff. And so it has 2 zippers. You just unzip. I'm only going to unzip one side, and inside I have my little growing pods, and you can see all my lettuces I planted about 2.5 weeks ago, and they are doing lovely. I got oak leaf lettuce, I got Paris Island romaine, and I got some iceberg happening all down that lane. So really excited. Half of those pots are the Jiffy pots. If you're not familiar with what those are, they're like, sorry, I'm trying to set this camera back up. They're like little discs, little round discs. Here they are. I will show you. These little wafers almost. And what you do, if you've never used these before, you just put them in a bowl of water. I recommend a bowl. Do not use a mason jar. I put like 6 of these in a mason jar, and they expand so big and so fast. They got stuck. So please use like a big bowl and put a few of them in there and let them expand for 10-15 minutes, and then you just directly sow your seed right in top of it. Super easy to use, great little way to start some seeds, and yeah, really happy with it so far. And like I said, you can see the weather we're having. It's been like this for over a week, and I planted these literally the coldest nights that we had were after I planted these seeds, and you can tell they're just popping off. They're having no problem growing. It stays very warm in here during the day, a lot warmer than it is outside. I haven't put a thermometer in there yet, but I'm going to put one in there just out of curiosity of what it stays even on a day like this when it's overcast. It's just putting my hand in there just now, it's considerably warmer than it is outside, because right now we're at like 35, I think, because everything's melting, but it's considerably warmer in there. So really great option for somebody, and you can get a bunch of them and put them on a balcony, something like that. That'd be great, and really happy with it. No complaints at all. And but seriously, between that and this garden planter, like, this is the way to kick off the growing season right now. Really get you in that mood, make you feel a little better to see something happening and something growing. I am a little bit early on these, but I'm honestly, that's why I got these bigger trays. I'm going to try to grow them for as long as I can in this actual greenhouse and see what I can do. Just an experiment, we like to experiment here with gardening, so that's what we're doing. But hope everyone's doing well. Hope you are trying to deal with the weather and get your head right for the spring season and all those feel-good things that you get to do when the weather's nice, and just try to do what you can to get ready for that instead of focusing on being depressed by this weather. So best of luck to everyone. Hope that helped somebody out and gave you some ideas. So thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Take care.